All right, welcome back to another episode of Coffee with Coach. Big weekend in the books now with the first two games of the Governor's Cup Series, and Nanooks salvaging a split after a little bit of an unfortunate 4-1 loss on Friday, but a rebound 2-1 win Friday to even things up. Tell us a little bit about the weekend, Coach.
Yeah, Friday night it was a good start by our team. I thought we played well in the second period. We didn't come out with the same jump that we had in the first period. Anchorage was able to capitalize at the end of the period to make it 2-1, and unfortunately we had a power play late, and Tyler Klein had a 5-minute major called against him, and UAA was able to capitalize on the man advantage in the start of the third period to make it 3-1. I thought we had some jump after that. We generated some good scoring chances, especially when the game went to 4-on-4 late and with the extra attacker. And guys did a good job of trying to rally, come back, but unfortunately we're a little bit short. And Saturday night was a good bounce back game for us. First period again was really good. Second period power play goal, had a little bit of a lull after that, and then Riker Lear with a really nice shot in the third period right at the beginning. And I thought we played a really good third period. I thought we were defensive. We didn't give up a ton of scoring chances or shots for that matter too. And the guys did a good job of closing it out and getting the weekend split.
Yeah, certainly the first, I'd say 10 minutes or so of that first period Friday, you got the first goal, which, as we talked about before, was super important. Mm-hmm. Then a power play goal for UAA, which is the first power play goal that Nanooks have allowed in the last 27 attempts, which is a good streak alone, but sad to see it die at that particular point in time. Yeah. And of course, that second power play goal and the empty net ones just kind of end things, unfortunately. But like you said, a big Saturday bounce back. I thought Colton Leader had a great game at center. Again, the face-off circle's kind of been the story of the last several wins that the Nanooks have had, staying over 60% on the draw, which, again, the stats will say it doesn't necessarily matter so much in the win-loss or goal-scoring total, but when you can start in the offensive zone and keep things in there, especially on the power play, gives a chance for guys like Riker to come back the other way and have that nice rush and the goal and things like that. But now things are getting down to the wire here. 6 games left on the road down to Bowling Green. What's the game plan looking like for the Falcons?
Yeah, it's nice. We have an opportunity to be able to play them again. It's only been a few weeks since the last time we played them at the Carlson Center, and I thought that was one of our best weekends of the year, just overall, on both the Friday and Saturday night. Friday night we got the win. Saturday night I thought we were even better, and we limited their chances quite a bit. I thought we handled their pressure really well, and I thought the guys did a really nice job overall on the weekend, and special teams played a big important part of that one with the power play clicking on Friday and the penalty kill being great all weekend, and obviously going into their rink, it's different dimensions, it's an even smaller surface, and neutral zone, there's not a lot of space there, so we got to play an even faster game against them and be able to play a faster game just to handle their physicality. But it's a great test for us. You play Bowling Green, who's second in the conference right now, in my opinion, a top 10 team in the country, and then you go Mankato here at home, another top 10 team, and as you saw this weekend, finishing up with Anchorage, it's going to be a playoff-like atmosphere before heading into the playoffs. So I think it's a great test. It's a great stretch of 3 weeks heading into the playoffs. It should be a lot of fun and gives us a good measuring stick heading into the the final stretch.
And they're still sitting in 7th place at 29 points now after pulling 3 points out of the series against Anchorage. And the last time he played Bowling Green here at home, Brian Bednar was, of course, injured, didn't make the trip up here, as Coach Bergeron mentioned in our luncheon. But now Brian Bednar's been healthy. He's been playing well again back in the net. Had a split with Bemidji State, but he's been off now for a week. So with Bowling Green on the bye, what are you expecting to see from them coming against us here?
Yeah, I think Bowling Green is a team that their identity is their identity with the way that they play. It's going to be heavy everywhere. They're going to be firing shots from everywhere. They're going to play very fast. Their top line is extremely dangerous, and another player too coming back will be Lucas Craig, who they didn't have in the lineup too, and obviously mentioned Bednard, who's a great goaltender. Dot played really well too when he was up here. So they're a deep team. They're a really good team. They play with pace. They have 4 lines. Their D are solid and get involved offensively, and their goaltending's good, like we mentioned before. So it's going to be a tough test for us, and looking forward to the challenge heading down there.
Certainly the first 2 games seemed like it could have gone either way both nights. Certainly Bowling Green got the better of the second chance on Saturday, but a game the Nanooks could have easily won too if the balances go a little differently. And empty net goal at the end sealed it, but for the most part, 1-0 game. It doesn't get really a whole lot better than that, except for the score on the other side around, right?
Yeah.
Again, going down the wire, you have one home series left, senior weekend against Mankato before Governor's Cup Series ends up in Anchorage on March 1st and 2nd. Obviously, there's 3 points on 3 points per night with 6 games left. Do the math, 18 points still left. I mean, maybe home ice, maybe a little out of the question at this point, depending on how the standings shake up. But how do you think the Nanooks could finish out here?
Yeah, I mean, with us, like we talked about before, I mean, we're taking it one game at a time. We want to try to win, every game that we're going to be playing in down the stretch. And I think the guys have a really good mentality. It's getting better on a daily basis and, figuring out, okay, how are we going to play back-to-back 60-minute consistent games, I think is the main focus for us going down the stretch here. And, figuring out, okay, how do we play really well on Friday night and then have that translate to a Saturday night game where, for most part, Saturday nights have been our better night, and finding a way to start on Friday as well as we've started on Saturday games. And, I think that's what we're looking for towards the end of the season here. And like I said before, looking at that measuring stick, you got Bowling Green, who's looking at that second place right now, Mankato at 1, and then the Seawolves, who want nothing more than to take the Governor's Cup back. So we know the next 3 weekends are going to be a challenge for us, but it's a good way. It's an opportunity for us to get better and see what we need to work on or what we need to adjust heading into playoffs.
Well, you heard the coach. Playoff hockey starts a little early for the Nanooks this year. Heading on the road to Bowling Green this weekend on the road before coming up and wrapping up the senior season here in Alaska. Last 2 games at home against Mankato before taking the road to Anchorage March 1st and 2nd against the Seawolves. And hopefully we can end up in the top 4, but we'll see how that ends up, and we'll make things happen where we need to. So thanks a lot for your time, Coach. Go Nooks, and good luck on the road.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Britton.
Yeah.